Hello students, Assalamu alaikum. I think you are very good condition with your family. Today I will discuss time series, which is chapter 7 of first paper. Okay, this is my first class of the chapter time series. In this class you can know what is time series, what is the purpose of time series, uses and the model of time series, the components of time series. Okay, and their examples. So let's start. And for this, I need few seconds to sharing the screen. Okay, let's start. So what is time series? Time series means time and data. The data are according to their time, basis of time. According to Croxton and Cowden, a time series consists of data arranged chronologically in respect to time. That is, in respect to time, when we arrange the data according to time is called time series. So here in your slide, you will see that a set of data classified and arranged on the basis of time is called time series. That is, time will given chronologically and their respective data. It may be product, it may be number of people, it may be other things. Okay, observations collected or recorded at successive interval of time constitute a time series. And time also the same interval. Here the data are given in pairwise. That is, first one is time and second is required data. That is, let n pair of values of the variable y which is connected with the time t be t1 y1, t2 y2, tn yn, where t2 minus t1 equal to t3 minus t2 equal to dot 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 tn minus 1. This equation means time are same intervals, belongs to same intervals. That is, if t2 minus t1 is 1 year, t3 minus t2 also 1 year. That is, the gap between the years is always same. This bivariate data set is called time series. Here t is independent variable and y is dependent variable, and y is function of t and defined by y equal to ft. According to W.J. Harris, a time series may be defined as sequences of variable of some variables corresponding to successive point of time. Say, as for example, price of rice per month in the year 2005 to 2010, maybe 2005 750, 2006 800, 2007 850, 2008 800, 2009 900, 2010 950. This is called the time series. I think you have understood clearly. What is purpose of time series? Purpose of time series analysis. Time series analysis has a great significance in business decision making for the following reason. It helps in understanding of our past behavior, like our previous years, what was his behavior, what was the data, what was the tendency of the data, we can understand. By observing data over a period of time, one can easily understand what changes have taken place in the past. Such analysis will be extremely helpful in predicting the future behavior. It also very helpful to predict the future behavior, the future data, in future what will happen. It also be useful. It helps in planning future operations. If the regularity of occurrence of any features over a sufficient long period of would be clearly established, then within limits, prediction of probable future variation would become possible. It helps in evaluating current accomplishment. The actual performance can be compared with the expected performance and the cause of variation analysis. For example, if expected sales of 2005 to 2006 were 40,000 color TV sales and the actual sales were only 25,000, one can investigate the cause of the shortfall in achievement. Why the sales is decreased, anyone can justify it. It facilitates comparison. Different time series are often compared and important conclusion drawn from them. Okay, this is the purpose. You can write in your own way also, own language. That is, you can justify or guess or evaluate in the previous year what was the data, what was his behavior, and the next years and in future also. Since by using this data, we can find out the future behavior or in future how much it will and it what will happen. So it is also very helpful for planning, for planning of different organization or company or their production. Okay, and it can predict in future how much we sell, how much will be the production, and what will be the demand in market next time, and what will their competitor uh, production or quantity will be market. This type of uses are available for time series. Now, component of time series. There are four types of movement or component of time series which taken together account for the variation or changes in time series. The four components of time series are, there are four components. There are four components in time series. Okay, in MCQ, sometimes it may be said, how many components in time series? There are four components. One is secular trend or trend. It is called trend. Seasonal variation or movement. Cyclical variation or movement. Irregular variation or movement. Okay, there are four components of time series. Now, mathematical model for time series. There are two mathematical model in time series, additive model and multiplicative model. additive model and multiplicative model. Additive model, it is clear from the name of topics, additive, that is plus, yt equal to tt plus st plus ct plus rt, that is all component will be added. And the multiplicative model, yt equal to tt into st into ct into rt. What is yt? Yt is value of time series at time t. Value of time t is, yt is the value of time series. tt, trend, value at time t. st, seasonal fluctuation at time t. ct, cyclical fluctuation at time t. rt, random fluctuation at time t. Okay, so the values are same, only the difference will be for addition and multiplication. If we add all the component, then it will be additive model. If we multiply, then it will multiplicative model. Now, secular trend or trend. What do we mean by trend or secular trend? What are these? This is the component of time series. Component of time series. Yeah? Long-term present movement, increase or decrease of a data in a time series is called secular trend. It will happen in long term, many years. We should observe it in case of secular or trend. The trend may be upward and downward, or even may be constant in a level. It may be upward, it may be downward. Say the people of Bangladesh, it always upward, never downward. Maybe rate of increase is decreasing, but the number of people is increase always. So this is upward. Upward trend. If the variable of the time series always increase up to 12 or more years, then it is called upward trend. The upward tendency for the data is generally seen in industrial production, agricultural production, per capita income, population in Bangladesh. This is upward. Generally, the production of an industry is increased always. Agricultural production also increase. In our previous time, there are 4-5 mon of production of rice in per biggest of land. Now it is 30-40 mon. Okay, so this is always increasing. Downward trend. If the variable of the time series always decrease up to 12 or more years, then it is called downward trend. Example, data of birth rate, death rate, illiterate rate in Bangladesh. Constant trend. So example, downward trend means the birth rate, it is downward. Sometimes it was 4%, 5%, now it is 2% or 1.7%, like this. Death rate, it is also decreasing because many medical facilities and people are very serious about their health, and some measures taken by the government or who World Health Organization. That's why the death rate is decreasing day by day. Illiterate rate, it is also be decreasing or taking some decision or plan by the government and educational ministry. Constant trend. If the variable of the time series is not increase or decrease, that is constant, up to 12 or more years, then it is called constant. Constant trend. Example, interest of the Provident Fund. saving certificate, premium of interest, etc. The term long period of time cannot be defined exactly because in some cases, long periods may be a week. In a bacterial population study, we count after every 5 minutes for a week. But in case of agricultural production, or even 24 months shows on secular changes. Therefore, the values should cover a period depending on the suitability, practical suitability. Okay? Now the seasonal variation is given up to season. And sometimes you see in winter, we need the warm cloth. We need warm cloth in winter. In summer, we need the AC, air condition, fans. In Idul Adha, we need deep freeze. Okay, this is seasonal variation. Any short term of or long term changes of variable of the data of time series due to changes of season is called seasonal variation. It is one type of periodic variation where the duration of the period is maximum of 1 year. Sometimes it happens in weekly, fortnightly, monthly, half yearly also. Although the name seasonal variation indicates a relation with natural seasons, yet the idea is not limited to the variations caused by seasons of any year. Any type of periodic fluctuation which repeats itself with certain elements of regularity is termed as seasonal variation. The following two causes may be attributes for seasonal variation. First one is weather and climate changes. The changes of variable of the data of time due to weather and climate is called seasonal variation. The price of vegetables, sweaters, jacket is decreased in the winter, and the price of umbrella is increased in rainy season. You know, the vegetables are available in winters, so in winters we can get the vegetables in very low price, and the demand of sweater is maximum in winter also. Jacket like this. Man-made seasonal variation also happen. Those resulting from man-made conventions, for example, sales profit in a departmental store shows a market rise during marriage, annual festival like Eid, Durga Puja, Christmas, Boishakhi Purnima, etc. In these festivals, the price of clothes and dress may be increased. This is the man-made seasonal variation. Okay, I think this is very easy for you and you can understand easily. Now cyclical fluctuation. Sometimes it is like this. Sometimes it is increase and then after then it is decrease. Again it is increase. It is cyclical fluctuation or variation. The periodic movement in a time series where the period is more than 1 year are called cyclic variation. The cyclical movement are called business cycles, representing intervals of prosperity, recreations, depression, and recovery, and may last from 7 to 11 years. In this case, the value of variables increase up to some limit, then decrease up to some limits, again increase. That is, it is increase, then decrease, again decrease. It's happen in case of business. In business, it may be happen. In the life of the man, life of the people also it's happened. Now, irregular movement. Irregular movement refers to such movement in business activity which are not repeated in a definite pattern. There is no rules. There is no definite rules. There is no definite pattern. It may be happen any time, like as uh, it may be political crisis, hartal, and other things like the flood. Flood may not happen in every year. Sometimes uh, in 10 years, after 10 years or 20 years, it may be happen very seriously. This year, there is a irregular movement. There is a flood. Like in this year, is corona crisis, COVID-19 is effect in whole world. So economy of all of the country is decreasing due to corona crisis or COVID-19 crisis. This is not regularly happen. This is irregular movement. This is very easy example for you, corona crisis. Okay, so irregular movement refer to such movement in business activity which are not repeated in a definite pattern, which are beyond the control of human hand, such as earthquakes, wars, flood, revelations, epic, epidemics, etc. In some case, the effect of irregular movement may not be significant, but sometimes may be so intense as to result some other movement. Flood, revelation, wars, earthquake, now this corona crisis, these are the best example of irregular movement. So I think you have understood easily. Okay, you have understood easily. Cyclone also the irregular movement. In trend, it may be 12 years and maybe 20 to 25 years. But seasonal variation, it may be a season and weekly, fortnightly, monthly, like this. In trend, there are upward tendency and downward tendency. In seasonal variation, there are no downward tendency, upward tendency. These are the difference between the trend and seasonal variation. So if there is difference between the trend and seasonal variation, you should write the definition of both these two things. Then we'll add the time, that is trend is 12 years or 20 to 25 years, and seasonal variation is maybe happen in fortnightly, monthly, weekly, and yearly also. And there are upward and downward tendencies in trend, and there is seasonal variation. There is no upward and downward tendency. Okay, you can write this. Thank you, everybody. I think you have understood. Next time I will take the class. Okay, method, different method, about the different method. Okay, next time I will take the class of different method, or how to we calculate the time series in different methods. Okay, hope for the best. I think you will attend my next class. So if there is any confusion, you can contact me. Okay, in this chapter, if you have any problem, you can contact me. So what we have discussed today, definition of time series, uses or purpose of time series, examples, and the models of time series, and the component of time series. How many component of time series? There are 4 component of time series. Okay, trend, seasonal variation, and cyclical movement, and irregular variation. Thank you very much. Thank you.